course, there is a very strong connection between Florida State and the Jaguars. There are some former Seminoles in the Jaguars locker room who will be paying very close attention to the game today as they're up in New York preparing for tomorrow's season opener against the Giants. Think about guys like Telvin Smith and Jalen Ramsey and Rashad Greene, all guys who played on teams that had great success here at Florida State. Last week, they had a chance to take a look at the opener against Virginia Tech being on a Monday night. And as the preseason was wrapping up, all of the Jaguars who played at Florida State we've spoken with really have high hopes that Willie Taggart can do what most of the coaches before him have done, and that is have great success at FSU.
Listen, everything's been great. And the thing I love about this, how he embraced all of us older players who coming back. Now he embracing the culture of Tallahassee, so it's only one way from here, you know what I mean?
That's definitely a big deal. The guys need to be around people that paved the way for them.
When we come back, Brooks and Dunn. No, not the country music act. Derrick Brooks and Warrick Dunn. We'll hear from the former Seminoles straight ahead.
We all reconnecting to give us a chance to come back and show the love that everybody showed us. We get to show these young men that's here now.
I'm excited. I think everyone's excited. I think Willie's going to do a great job. He's brought a lot of energy to the program, and I know these guys believe in him.
Larisha Harris will be our sideline reporter tonight, and Larisha has a very special guest, the Heisman Trophy winner from Florida State, Charlie Ward, standing by with Larisha.
Charlie Ward, you actually, as Tom mentioned, won the Heisman Trophy in 1993. You're also part of that national championship team. Talk about first winning that championship and getting that award.
Well, the championship was definitely something that we had been aspiring to do for quite some time. And that year was our year, even though we lost to Notre Dame. But we were able to persevere through that after that game and continue to win, and got an opportunity to play in the championship game, which was one of our goals at the beginning of the year. And so we knew that we had a chance to get in the championship game, we could possibly win it. So we ended up doing it.
Talk about the leadership that you were underneath.
Well, Coach Bowden, of course, was our leader. He had been here for quite some time, and that was one of the things that he was missing at the time. And so I was grateful that I was a part of that first championship for him. But he's a great man of God, and I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to play for him.
Now FSU underneath new leadership, head coach Willie Taggart, trying to change the culture here. Your thoughts on his leadership so far?
Well, he's done a great job of, bringing in what he wanted, the way he wanted to see things done, and, team accountability, discipline is something that he's preached from day one, and the guys are taking a liking to it. Last week wasn't indicative of what they've been under, what they've done so far, but hopefully we continue to learn from that game. It was a bad first game, but it's good as his first game. They can get some things worked out, and I'm grateful that he's here.
DeAndre Francois playing quarterback for FSU. You played quarterback. Your thoughts on his play and how he's done?
Well, last week he had a pretty rough go at it, but first game again, new system, and I expect him to be better as he continues to play against different opponents and learn all of the nuances of the offense. And, he's a very talented quarterback, and so it'll be interesting to see him continue to evolve in his offense.
Now, your son is actually a walk-on at FSU.
Yes, he is. He's a walk-on, freshman walk-on. He's injured right now. Had a hip surgery, so he's out for the year. But it's great that Coach Taggart allowed us to have an opportunity to come to Florida State. Well, he got admitted, but we allowed him to walk on the football team and have this experience.
So what are your expectations of the team tonight as they try to make a comeback against Samford?
Well, Samford has a very good offense. I'm not sure about the defense, but offensively, the quarterback is very prolific in what they do. They like to throw it around. So it'll be interesting to see how defense responds to that. But offensively, I think we'll do a very good job of mixing the run and pass tonight and making better plays than we did on Monday. But I'm looking forward to them to bounce back.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks for having me.
Back up to you guys.
Larisha, thank you. Charlie Ward, the legend, patrolling the sidelines, Dave. You go back to 1993, the Orange Bowl, and that tight win against Nebraska. Charlie Ward was the MVP of that game.
Well, the thing I remember about Charlie is it seemed like everything was easy to him. He just glides. You saw some of the highlights we had of him, an ACC legend, but everything just kind of glided, and you You just kind of were mesmerized as you watched Charlie Ward play. And yeah, what a great culmination in his career. Go take him to a national title.
Yeah, and on to a career in the NBA as well after winning the Heisman Trophy and a national championship back in 1993. Well, another legend, Dave, has been lost from the Florida State football family. Burt Reynolds passing away recently. The team will honor the Hollywood legend and Florida State football legend with the sticker on the back of the helmet. That is the license plate from Smokey and the Bandit on the back of the Trans Am. It says Band 1, and the players will wear that. He was a running back here at Florida State and played parts of 2 seasons.
Yeah, he got hurt in his freshman year, injured a knee, which essentially kind of derailed his career. Played a little bit later on, a couple years later, but always was a great donor to the program and a great fan. Was seen here many, many times at Florida State football games.
Such a huge supporter of Florida State football. In fact, when Bobby Bowden had his television show and his incredible run with national championships here at Florida State, Burt Reynolds would do segments for that show. He did it for over 20 years. And of course, he had the amazing career in Hollywood. Look at Burt Reynolds. I mean, what a shot of him on the sidelines.
Yeah, standing there talking to Warrick Dunn. He was here many times. He was a big star here. It was fun. Here he is planting the spear in the ceremony. That's one of the great college ceremonies there is before a game. But Burt Reynolds was loved and revered here. A Florida native, played his high school ball here, was an all-state football player, and came here on a football scholarship. And it just didn't work out for him from an injury standpoint. But I think things worked out pretty well for him though later on, don't you?
Everything happens for a reason, and he went on to an amazing career in Hollywood. And Dave, on display outside of the stadium today, the Smokey and the Bandit Trans Am. Let's take a spin in that baby.
That's Bandit 1. That's Bandit 1. He and Sally Field driving all over the South with Jerry Reed following him in Bandit 2. So what a great movie. He had a tremendous career that spanned many decades and some great movies down through the years. I mean, obviously The Longest Yard comes to mind when he was able to recreate some of his playing days.
Hey, don't forget Cannonball Run.
That's right. Yeah, he was amazing actor and really was revered here in Florida.
Yes, and he will be honored throughout displays in the stadium and during the course of the game tonight, which we will play, Dave Archer. We are scheduled to kick it off.